Howdy, ladies and gents. Well, finally got up here to one of the zones where I'm actually able to shoot because, as you can see, there's a huge ass fucking berm behind me. And today I will be shooting my two different types of black powder, my 50/50 Osage orange and balsa wood, and my 100% balsa wood powder. And we are going to see the differences between the two. Now, these are nitrated to the exact same proportions according to their general overall volume. This is not done according to weight because weight does not give you an appropriate mixture. And the reason why I know this is because when I go and I take weights into account, this weight of an individual type of carbon source might be differing, but the volumes differ further. And I'm gonna point this out to you. Balsa in let's say a glass mason jar about yay big around, maybe 1 quart. All right, or sorry, 1 pint. We'll go a pint mason jar. A specific measurement of carbon, perhaps. 28 grams, we'll say. So we'll say 28 grams of Osage orange. It's about this much in the bottom of a glass jar, a glass mason jar. Balsa wood, 28 grams, is about this much in the bottom of a glass mason jar. So if we're going to take this into account and say that by the weight, the powder doesn't burn appropriately, it doesn't burn respectively appropriate, then that's a problem. And this particular batch that I made by weight, not by volume. The Osage orange was made by volume. Okay, we're going to be clear about that. I'm going to be going back and nitrating to volumetric once this is done as far as the balsa is concerned. But I wanted to get this out of the way before I start shooting so that we are clear and abundantly aware of why this test is existing and why I'm doing this test. Specifically because I want you to tell me if you can see any appreciable difference between the power of the Osage orange to the balsa wood. Okay? I'll be right back with you. All right, so for my first target, I'm going to be using a 1-gallon water jug. Nothing special. These targets are going to change throughout the time of my shooting, so don't get hung up on, oh, well, you shot the Osage orange at a water jug, but you shot the balsa at a freaking a clay pigeon. It's just so that I know where I'm pointing my gun, okay? That has nothing to do with the overall test of power. However, I do want you to inspect and see the impetuous behind the 50/50 powder if you ever choose to make some. Make it volumetrically, not by weight. All right, now you can see that I've set up the target. It is right here, okay? Tip of my finger. There is a 1-gallon water jug, and we're going to shoot the balsa wood, or the 50/50 Osage balsa wood carbon source first for my black powder. Headphones warning, this shit might get loud. Right here we are at about 15 yards from the target, 30 feet. Or rather, no, I'll say 45 yards, or 45 yards from the target. I will commence firing in 3, 2, 1. So that was Osage orange mixed with balsa 50-50% with homemade caps, of course. Still works better than the fucking play toy thingamajigs that I get from the store, but you know. So that was 50-50 Osage orange and balsa wood. I'm gonna go ahead and empty this cylinder real quick, and I'll get right back with you with a loaded cylinder of balsa. All right, so you know I'm not cheating here. Here it is, balsa 100% compressed fast black powder. Okay, it's homemade shit, of course. This is not Schutzen or Grox or none of that special shit. You can see the dust coming off of the top of that. You can see it's too fine and unrefined to be from a commercial source. So here, I'm going to go ahead and set up my calibration equipment for 50 grains of black powder, as is appropriate, and how much I will fit into my gun. There you go. You can see the 5 is right there. Here. See the 5 right there at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay, and so now I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. Oh, trying not to make this damn video too long, but you know, what can I say? It's going to be long. Y'all know me. I don't really skip much or do none of that. I like to chunner a little bit. Helps me to, you know, come closer to letting y'all know who it is I is, as it were. This stuff does not like to pack very well. So, that, you can see, full to the brim, press down slightly, just to give it a little bit of extras, if I can. Because this is balsa wood. I want to make sure the bullet comes out my gun. So now, oh shit, I forgot the balls. Give me a second while I go grab my balls. All right, now I got my balls. These are Hornady swaged for black powder. As you can see, for black powder specifically. 44 caliber 454 lead round ball. What all the professionals use. All right. My pistol, as you can see, she's unloaded. Just fired it. So, you know, I'm sure I'm going to have to check to make sure that yeah, it looks like those are all clear enough to do the damn job. Might take a couple of caps for 1 or 2 of them, but looks like they're all clear. All right. Powder into the pistol. So as you know, in order to get this much powder into the pistol, as it were, as it normally is for either of my powders, I have to pack down the first grain. And with the balsa wood, because it does not like to compact, it just doesn't. It doesn't like to get down there and compact. It's too fluffy. It blows out of its cylinder. It pushes itself up out of the cylinder. So this is why, another reason, I don't like the fucking balsa wood. I think it's garbage. But I'm doing this for y'all, so, well, happy. But you're going to find what I found, which is balsa wood ain't got no power. So you can see, I ain't doing nothing special. I ain't denying or lying. Okay? making sure I get the cylinder loaded up with all 50 grains of the balsa, which is really actually difficult. I don't know if y'all know this. It's not that it's impossible to compact the ball in there, but you know, it's just hard to get the fucking powder to set pretty in the hole. Sprue side up. Come on, fucker. It doesn't really have a sprue. It's just there's like a ring around the waist of it, and I try to settle it so that the ring is around the waist of it is, you know, sitting proud on that cylinder there. Because when you swage a ball, depending on what you use, on the equipment you're using, either you're going to make a ring around the outside, which has to be tapped down, or you're going to make a... All right, there we go. And there's that nice lead ring. Fucker. I'll just hold it up for the camera. There's that nice lead ring right there. Okay. As you can see, complete, total, all the way around. That's how I like my gun loaded. And just so YouTube knows, there's nobody behind this freaking camera. I literally do this shit on my own, all alone. I don't have anybody out here to do it for me. So I have my car holding my camera for you. Just go ahead and show y'all the ball. If I can get it to, there you go. You can see it's down in there. It's not proud. All right. First cylinder loaded. I'll be right back with you and I'll load up the rest of them. All right, I'm loaded up with the balsa wood powder, as you can see. Caps all the way around. Kind of sticky, but that's to be expected. That's why I shot a little bit of WD-40 in there, just to keep it from bonding and binding, and also to keep the possibility of chain fire down. All right, let's see what the balsa does. Three, two, one. The other fire cap. See what I mean by it being fucking goddamn pussy ass? Now I know it ain't my caps. My caps work, but didn't even have enough oomph to get the damn thing. I almost want to check my barrel after that. That one had something behind it. Finally. This is what I mean by this is garbage ass. Black powder. And I don't like shooting it for defensive powder or hunting powder. I heard that ball hit. Now, it might not seem like much to you guys, but here's the thing. You're not supposed to be able to hear the ball hit when you're shooting black powder. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you hear the ball hit, that's not exactly powerful powder. That's kind of just like weak tea. I mean, yeah, you could use it for priming your Pyrodex in order to make that actually work. But holy fuck, I don't want to fucking shoot that shit no more. Not at all, not at all. And mind you, every one of those caps fired every one of those cylinders. My caps are great. My Osage orange powder is fucking phenomenal, as you all saw. So, what's the problem here? Well, the problem is the carbon source. And the fucking way that I mixed it. Because you got to remember, I did it volumetrically, but mathematically taking into account the weight difference between the two. So I adjusted the volume of the carbon in order to take into account the weight. Because it's less dense, there's less weight to it, I put less potassium nitrate into the powder. According to the mathematic, so this is why I was terrible in school. It wasn't that I didn't know what I was talking about. It was a matter of I couldn't remember the fucking terminology. As I learned all this shit before I ever went to school. Funny enough, weights and measures, yeah, I learned that before I went to fucking first grade. How to make black powder? Learned that before I went to the first grade. Shit, I learned that before kindergarten. Makes you kind of wonder, don't it? So, go ahead and pull out this cylinder, swap out cylinders. So I got my defensive cylinder in there. Fucking pain in the ass. I need to fucking... It's time to repair my fucking gun. I need to get a new lever and whatnot. Anyways, here's my defensive cylinder. I load my defensive cylinders with Osage, so in case you're wondering, that's why it's always, I could tell the difference. I can tell which ones are defensive cylinders and which ones aren't, because which ones are taped. Try not to spend stupid amounts of money on extras I don't need, but an extra cylinder is actually a good investment. Because an extra cylinder is a much faster reload than doing a cylinder of shot and spare powder, loose powder charge. This is actually quicker. Doesn't seem like it, but that's quicker. But you don't see, due to movie magic, is me sitting there. Fucker. It doesn't want to lock up the fucking loading lever no more. It's like, you son of a bitch. Lock it up, motherfucker. Really? Yeah, it's telling me it wants a new loading lever rather than doing a job that it was made for. Swear to God, it's like I don't even try. There. Loading levers there. So, yeah, that's actually a hell of a lot quicker than trying to reload a cylinder. Y'all don't realize it, but it is. So, let's look and see here. Ooh, dirty grungy. Ooh, dirty grungy. Nasty, 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 nasty all the way down. And, well, at least the nipples are clear. You know? Clean enough I could use it again if I really had to. That's going home to get cleaned anyways. So, moral of the story for you folks at home is don't futz with buying fucking extra special schoolboy black powder. You can make it at home as long as you do it right. Measure it volumetrically. Don't give a fuck about what your carbon source is. Measure it volumetrically. And if you ain't got a freaking fancy schmancy fucking powder mill, oh well. You still got other methods you could use. You don't need to have a powder mill. Having a powder mill actually helps a little bit with the cleanliness, but doesn't really help you up the ante and the power. It don't. Having the right ratios is what helps you up the ante with the powder. So anyways, I'm gonna give you a bonus bit of material, and for that I will be right back. Y'all will see me just kind of skip and blip, but I'll be right back. And now for your extra content. Have today for your viewing pleasure a 50 caliber mountain carbine. Original Civil War, and yes, I'm going to shoot it. Those of you who are super duper freaking history buffs, uncork your assholes and get your panties up out of them. Grandma, quit clutching your pearls. All right? All right, here we go. 70 grains black powder, Osage orange, a 45 caliber slug, and a sabot. Nope, that one didn't go off. Fine. No big deal. It just needs a little bit more oomph behind it. Using these specially made caps for this. All right. Two. Shot two. Shot one. Take two. There we go. Hell yeah. Missed it by that much. Somebody was out here shooting a 9mm Luger. So, well, there you have it. Missed the jug entirely. But there's the difference between your Balsa and your Osage Orange. One is undeniably fast and powerful. The other one is ass. Straight up, it's ass. So there's your content for the day. Enjoy yourselves very, very much, and I happy to tell ye, I'll see y'all later. This is Yo Guardsmanom, man, motherfuckers. I'm out.